Okay, we are back with the little float needle that we were missing last week. We finished up everything else on the bike pretty much, but today we are ready to stab the carbs back together and on the bike fill it with fuel and see what we get. Okay, we've got our new float needle seat in there. We'll get the needle itself and then we'll toss the float back in there. And because we have new float components, we need to double check the float height. This particular bike, this particular year, is 27 millimeters. Okay, then we just get right on in here, tip it to the side just a little bit. Like if you do it flat this way, gravity's not in your favor. If you tip it this way, it forces the float against the gauge, and then you can check to see if it lines up. And you want to try and compress the needle, or not, you don't want to compress the end of the float needle. You just want it to glance over it, and we are actually right perfect, even with our new parts. So we can go ahead and put the carbs back together, see what we get. Okay, so we've got the tank back on there, hoses all routed, cables are good, pod filters are on, everything seems to be set, so we can go ahead and fill it with fuel and see what happens. Add our fuel. Okay, so that last scene there, we had the bike running, and it was revving up to about 6,000 RPMs at idle. Not so good. I think I have to eat my words from before, which is that the pod filters which were on here, probably not the best setup. Sometimes you never know if a previous owner has jetted a bike properly for a change like that, or if they just tossed him on, and that's why it's for sale, because it's no longer running right. It seems like it's the latter in this case, where we have now a couple weeks later found the proper airbox, got it installed, and we're going to go ahead and fire it up, see what we get from here. But the factory airbox is here with all of the boots and things correctly installed. There's a K&N high flow air filter here, but I think it'll run just fine with that setup. There's also typically a snorkel system in here, which has been eliminated just to kind of prevent things like that. It's a really common modification on the forums if you read about it there. So we'll go ahead and get the tank tossed back on, a seat as well, and see if we can take it down the road. Okay, so we'll go ahead and add a little bit of choke there and see what we get here. wheels here. Cool. There we go. What do you think? Idle just a hair high and see if we can tweak that. What do you think? That sounds pretty cool. Cool. Okay, so we got the bike running nicely. It sounds fantastic. Everything's put back together. The Kirker exhaust sounds like a really nice exhaust system on this bike. Very happy with the way this bike came out. Certainly glad to share it with you. Big thanks to Kirk and Tony, our camera guys. Couldn't have done it without them. In any case, I'm Miles. You're extraordinary. See you next time.